Welcome to Store Talk. So today we have with us a stylist who's been in the fashion industry for over 25 years. Vintage styling is her expertise. Her experience is the fashion world. She has developed the ability to take old clothes from a vintage shop, embellish them with a new style. She also have a God-given talent of finding pieces of magazine, of Vogue and Elle and replacing them for a lesser price. Today we have with us Miss Adrien Leach. How you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for sitting down with us, taking the time out. I've been sharing your posts, and I'm excited what God's got for you and what He's doing for you, and even in your creative brand and your styling and stuff. So,
Yeah.
how did you get into the fashion industry? How old was you? When did it start for you?
Well, it started when I was little, probably like 8 or 9 years old. My mother actually bought me my first sewing machine. My
Okay.
mother's also a seamstress too. She actually worked for London Fog. So she
Okay.
actually made the linings of the coats.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah.
watching her through the years while I was little, and since then, when I got to high school, I actually took up a sewing class, even though I knew how to sew, but I took up a sewing class. And from there, I just got excited about, just sewing period, the creativity, the different materials. And that's what I loved back then, when I was young. So that's basically how it started. After that, I was in high school, I started making a lot of people's prom gowns.
Okay.
Even after I graduated, it was still like calling me and say, can you make my prom gown? So I did that. I still have pictures of those prom gowns that I made for everybody else. Um, and ever since then, I just had a passion for fashion since I was like 8 years old. So that's
Yeah.
basically how it started with my mom.
Yeah. Do you know your first piece of garment you created or made?
Yes, it was a dress. It was a
Okay.
light pink dress. It was like just a two pattern, the front and the back pattern, and that's what I actually, that was my first garment I made.
Yeah. So when did you know that you were really good at it, or when did you see that you were doing good and say, "Man, I'm gonna keep continuing to do this"?
After I made those prom gowns.
Okay.
After I made the prom, because I made my prom gown too, because I wanted something different. I didn't want what everybody else had. So I said, well, since I know how to sew, let me just make mine. So once I made my prom gown, and I said, oh, I said I'm really really good at this, and the craftsmanship that I put in there, with the pearls and everything, I said, okay, I'm really good at this. So that's when I knew at high school when I graduated in 1986 that this is what I'm good at.
Yeah. So you said that you had a different style, so your style was unique. What would you say your niche is?
Say that again.
I said you said your style was different and unique. What would you describe or say your niche is?
I would say my style would be, it's like three different words. It's called class edge couture. Reason
Oh,
why I say that, because every piece that I make is a statement piece. And
okay.
that piece has those three elements in it: classy, edgy, and couture. Where you can wear these any statement piece that I make anywhere. You can wear it. You can dress it up with Converses. You can dress it down. So that's where I think my style is, because I like to combine different styles together. Something that nobody probably would never do. I would take a dressy piece and style it or make it with something old and just
Yeah.
give it a fresh new look. Where my style that I can do is for young people, people in the hip hop, where my style, I can do anything.
Yeah.
I can do anything. I just have to
What?
do. You have to do your research though.
Yeah. What
Research.
inspired design? Do you just sit there and the Holy Spirit just gave you something, or do it be something that you like that you say, "Let me put this together"? What inspires it?
Well, actually, the Lord gives me a lot of things when I'm sleeping. And
Okay.
that's why sometimes it's hard for me to to really go to sleep, because the ideas come in my head so much, and it's like, okay, Lord, I just want to go to sleep, but that's how He gives it to me. And I'll be, if I'm at work or whatever, I'll just be thinking about, okay, I can do this. Oh, I need to do this. Really at work, and I'm like, it keeps coming and coming and coming. So a lot of times I put a lot of things in my phone, store like ideas in my phone for whatever reason, and then when the opportunity comes for me to present for a fashion show or styling someone, I can pull those ideas out of my phone. But I just keep everything in my phone, in my notes and pictures and everything.
Yeah, and that's what I love even about our church. Shout out to Embassy Church. Shout out to Apostle Brian
Yeah,
Meadows.
shout out.
He cultivates the creatives. He
Yeah.
pulls creatives. A lot of times we have creatives, we have different people with gifts and talents that God has given them, but some
Hmm.
people in church and some ministries, not no knock to them, but they don't try to cultivate it. They don't try to push you in
Right.
that and
Right.
be able to allow your God given talent to be used. Just like we got the business Sundays where you can show your brand, you can show
Right.
doing. And that was the whole purpose of me starting this. It didn't start off as a podcast, but it's podcast form, but
Right.
just highlighting people's gifts, their
Right.
talents, see their journeys and see their God-given tip. Because if God is for you, who can be against you? And when you got
Exactly.
God in control of your brand, He's gonna open up doors. So now He's gonna have you selling your material and winning souls and bringing people to Christ. And that's what it's about.
Exactly. Exactly. That's
That's
what it's
the
about.
Yeah. What designer would you say has impacted your style the most?
Coco Chanel.
Coco Chanel. Yeah.
Coco Chanel. Yeah, I love her because her is so classy. It's elegant. I love pearls. I just love pearls, so I like to do different things with pearls. But she is one of my best designers, and also Dolce & Gabbana. Reason why I say that, because again, their brand and style is classy, a little edgy, and couture, sports into one. So I like both of those. Though both of those designers inspire me so much.
Yeah, the two great ones. How would you
Yeah.
say impact your fashion?
Say that again.
How would you say that your faith impacts your fashion?
I would say uh, when I'm actually out in the marketplace, in doing, even if doing fashion shows behind the scenes, doing things, I usually do a lot of observing first. Before I do anything, I do a lot of observing first, and then it's just showing kindness and love and just giving people hugs, because sometimes when you're back there behind the scenes, there's a lot that goes on,
Yeah.
and you don't see a lot of love being shown back
Yeah.
there. So, when I come in, I kind of like, I'm very sensitive, and my discernment, I always ask God to sharpen my discernment, because when you're going out to the marketplace, this is just basically what we call to do. But, I see models, I see designers or whatever sometimes they may be going through things or whatever, and I just come and just inspire them, give them a hug. I say, oh, you look nice today, just inspire them, and then just showing my love, the love of Christ that's in me, and showing it there. And they say, you're so nice. And I said, thank you. That's what, and then when they come to me and they give me compliments, that's when I know I'm doing the right thing and I'm on the right path. Because I watch other people and they don't show that type of love in this particular marketplace. But that's what I do. I just, be that, I'm actually that mother figure for them, and I love doing it. I inspire them and let them know to keep going no matter what may happen. If this is what you're called to do, study your craft, go for it. If doors shut, other doors may be open. But I
Yeah.
always try to inspire them when I'm out there, and that's why I'm sent here to do this.
Yeah, and me knowing you for almost a year, I see the love and I see the passion and the caring inside your heart. When I see you, you show and display God's love, because God is love. So now
Yeah.
with showing that in the market field, you're showing them God. So that's
Yeah.
bringing them through. They're gonna come to you like, what is it about you? Do you go to church? So now you can
Mhm.
start ministering to them in the marketplace. And
Yes.
a lot of times, those marketplaces, the different places, neighborhoods, and different locations is where we need to go, because that's where the people at who wants the love, who needs the love, and who need
Exactly.
God. You're showing them to them.
Exactly. Exactly. That's the truth. That's exactly. Yes.
What would you
Yes.
say has been difficult as being a woman in this industry, or has it been any difficulties being a woman in this industry?
Absolutely. There is a lot of difficulties. I would say for me, uh, my age,
Okay.
because a lot of people, when being in this industry, you have to have tough skin. And if
Yeah.
you don't know your craft, if you don't know what you know and study certain things or places, and they will eat you up alive. So I study a lot. I do a lot of research. But the gift that God gave me, and the creativity He gives me, is unmatchable for
Yeah.
what they have out there. So it's just like, if I'm in an atmosphere or whatever with younger designers or whatever, and I see what they make, and then when my stuff come out, they say, "Oh, really? Yes, that's God
Yeah.
gave that to me." Don't
Uh,
let. That's what I keep telling people. Age is not. Don't worry about the age. Don't
all
worry
right.
about the hair color. Cause a lot of times they'll see me with my gray hair, and they was like, "Well, what she got? Oh, let me show you what I got." And then
Mm,
when they see my stuff, they say, "Oh my God, your stuff is beautiful." This I let them. God create. God gave me the idea for this.
yeah.
And that's been my struggle, because people look at me from the outward appearance, and and say, okay, well, who is she? She, oh, I'm just about a gray hair and my
Yeah.
age. And I said, mm-mm. And that's why I'm able to adapt to any age group, talk to them, and then they say, "Oh, you real cool, Miss. Hey, you real cool." I'm like, "Yes." I said, "Don't judge me by what you see, honey." I said, "No, no." But that has been my struggle. A lot of times I get kicked to the curb a little bit, because like I said, because of my age and maybe my hair color, because I noticed that. But I just stay humble, and I said, what God has for me is for me. So if a
Yeah.
door shut, others several other doors swing open.
Yeah.
But I don't get discouraged, because I know what I was called to do. So I don't let that bother me when I'm not invited to different, shows or whatever. Or, but I said God has what He has for me. And when He put me out there in that platform, I give Him the glory. Period.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody knows that. They can say that about me. I don't sugarcoat anything. I don't half step. My faith is my faith. God is
Yeah.
first, and He did this. He
Yeah.
did this. So,
Yeah.
but that's been my struggle. But I don't let it bother me, at all, because I've been doing this for years. I know what it's like, and I have tough skin in this industry.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What is the things that you like the most being a fashion designer, and what is the things that you like the least?
Okay, what I like being doing the most is just like creating things uh, that nobody would ever think to create,
Yeah.
and to like thrifting. I do a lot of thrifting pieces, and then I pull them, and I will get the ugliest piece, and my challenge is to make it something new and look awesome.
Yeah.
I love that part. Sometimes I don't like, is the different sewing machines that I have to use to execute certain things.
Yeah.
When you're dealing with certain materials like sequins or leather, you have to have strong needles
Yeah.
and a machine that can to execute it. A lot of times I do hand sewing, for certain things. But yeah, I would think that would be it. Yeah, yeah.
I was thinking that you was gonna say deciding whether to keep a garment or sell it or give it away or something,
Well,
because you
I do give things away.
okay.
If I create a collection, and most of the time I sell a lot of my pieces, or models may ask me, can they rent them or use them for photo shoots, which my name is on there as the garment. But if it sits for a long period of time, like less than a year, I'll give it away
Okay.
to people who I think deserve it. And they
Yeah.
say, "Oh, you giving it to?" Yes. I
Yeah.
said, "I'll make more." I said, "I have more ideas in my head, but sometimes I make pieces, and if certain things don't sell, I know how to tweak it, or take it the next step above
Yeah.
for another collection." So basically, that's how a lot of things is trial and error for me. I'll sew something to see how it works and see how it looks. Oh, that's good. That's good. Collection go out excellent, but next time I go up a step each time.
Yeah. Um, how do you prepare for a fashion show? And what do you
How
do ready?
how I prepare for a fashion show. If I know that I'm going to do a fashion show with maybe like within 2 month period of time or 3 month period of time, basically, like I said, I already have a lot of ideas in my phone. So I'll pull from that and I'll kind of like use a lot of pieces or recycle pieces that I already have, and then I'll go from there. And then actually we have they have casting calls for models. So once I do the casting calls, find the right models for the sizes that I have, and I get their sizes and then I contact them. We do fittings, and then I do accessorize everything. And what I like to do, I like to put a lot of my accessories and hang them on the actual garment of the model and the name. So when it's time for showtime and somebody's helping me backstage, everything is organized. I'm a very organized person. I do not like to work in chaos. If I do, I know how to work in chaos. I do, but I let the other designers and them know how I'm organized with labeling everything. Everything is just like straight point, and that's how I function. Everything goes smoothly. A lot of other designers may be in the back, you're just going crazy, and I'm just sitting there just chilling, just ready for when they call my name, put the garments on the models, and I'm good. So that's just how I flow. That's how I flow.
And you got that peace that kind of passes all understanding, being that
Ex-
God in chaos. So you back mellow. They like everything is going on, and she just sitting there.
yes,
Yeah. What?
exactly.
Yeah. What is your favorite piece or creation to this day that you have made that you really like is your best that you feel is?
I love denim
Yeah.
because actually now after I'm working with so many different style of materials or pieces, I'm actually after this year I'm going to be doing straight denim for maybe like a year or two.
Yeah.
Denim gowns, denim blazers, just a lot of denim, because denim is like, you can get that from the thrift store cheap. So that's why I tell people never throw away denim. And you can use denim and cut the legs open and cut different things open and just use so much of that and create different things from denim. But
Yeah.
denim is my favorite because you can dress denim up and you can dress it down. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm going to show people how you can take denim to the couture level, as far
Mm.
as like, yeah, that's where I'm going next. That's where I'm
Yeah.
going next.
Yeah. Can you speak on maintaining your authenticity and your faith and being knowing your identity in the fashion world?
Well, I could say that knowing who I am in Christ, knowing what I've been through, knowing how He got me through like so much, my faith is staying strong. I have a firm foundation, and it's like no matter what how the fame or fortune is out there, how people are, celebrities and all that it doesn't phase me. I've seen several celebrities, and I'm like, oh, how you doing? I'm not like that. I'm humble, because I know that I'm out there for a purpose.
Yeah.
I'm out there for a purpose. So when I'm doing it the right way, I know God will continue to open doors for me. That's why I can stay humble and do, what He called me to do out there and not get a big head.
Yeah.
Not get a big head. No, you don't do that. Because, like I said, none of that doesn't phase me because that's not my assignment. My
Right.
assignment is not that. My assignment is to get out there, do what I do, show my creativity, and let people know that, yes, we as believers do have style, and we're designers. We're good, excellent designers. We're very creative. We're creative like they are too, but we're
Mhm.
more creative because we have a humble heart and we know how to win people over and win souls over for Him. And that's basically how I am. All of that doesn't phase me. It doesn't.
And
But I
you
know
and
my assignment. I know my
yeah,
assignment.
and you flesh to the side and that that pride to the side, and they're seeing that because they probably looking at you like, yeah, she's supposed to be a Christian, she's supposed to be a believer. Let's see how she act or how she
Oh,
respond.
oh
Last
yeah.
last couple questions, we'll get you out of
Hmm.
here. How do Miss
Hmm.
A maintains herself and her relationship with God, because you serve at church, you serve in the ministry, you're so much of a helper. You helping everybody, you pouring into everybody else. So how does Miss Adrien find time to unwind and keep that connection with God so that it ain't too much?
Right. Well, sometimes it can be overwhelming when you pour into so many people and young people, because like I said, I know a lot of the young people don't have a close relationship with their mother or whatever. So in it I don't mind that. I don't mind that, but sometimes, it can be overwhelming to a point. So I find, ways to rest. I find ways to just have peace, and, and just like, turn off everything, go by water, lakes or whatever, and just relax, or even just walk in the mall. Or just sometimes what my therapy is just walking in the thrift store. I'll go in the thrift store, I'll put my earbuds on, and I'll be in the zone. I'll be
Yeah.
in the zone because I'll go look at things, that's my outlet. Sewing is my outlet. And that's my piece right there doing that. But that's basically how I create that balance. But, like I said, sometimes it can be overwhelming, but I just know that I'm there for a reason to help these young people, hug them, just give them a hug, and they'll lay on me at church. They'll just lay on me, and I just hug them and squeeze. And it feels good to know that they trust me for me to, for that kind of communication with them. So I love it. I love it. But like I said, sometimes, it's okay. I'll get my rest when it's
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. You're a semi-finalist for the 2023 Thrift Fab Awards in the category of Best Upcycle Fashion Designer. Tell us about this and what it means to you as a designer, and tell them how do they vote at the give them that information as well.
Right. Well, like I said, my niece, actually, this is a community that I actually just joined. So it's like I said, it's a thrifting community. I'm new to it, so I don't know like a lot of the ladies there. But my niece actually voted for me because when she saw the flyer, she said vote for Adrien Leach, and I happened to have been scrolling on Facebook, and I'm like, oh my god, my niece nominated me. So I said, okay, well, let's go with it, because
Yeah.
sometimes I do know that I don't get a lot of support. I don't get a lot of support. So I said, I was skeptical about it. So I said, you know what, let me just go ahead and try it anyway. And once I did that and I put it out, sometimes, I don't like to be in front of the camera and do that, but that's just something that I'm still learning, to be in front of the camera, even when I'm not feeling well. But I said, you know what, since my niece put me out there, let me just go ahead and do it. So when I saw that it was for best upcycle, designer, I said, well, this is what I do. But I'm glad that, like I said, they created this category for us, because there's something new to them. And I'm
Mm,
like, wow, we're getting noticed, and that's
yeah.
something that I love to do. So to know that I was nominated and the votes is like going in, I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that. And it's actually on December the 10th at the Hilton Premier Suites in Atlanta. And you can vote at, it's called the thriftball.com, and that's where you can actually cast your vote. You can only vote for one time, because people wanted to vote more than once, but you can only vote for one time. So I'm excited about this because they're going to have events for that whole weekend, workshops and everything, and just women coming from all over the country for this event. And this is going to be my first time here. The attire is sequins and fur. So I'm excited about that, to create something for that. But yeah, it's just an honor to be nominated, because I never was nominated for anything like this before. But I'm excited about it. And like I said, all of us in the categories are winners, because everybody have their own different talent and gifts. So I'm just excited to be a part of it, and just to meet other ladies from all over. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. God's will be done. He gonna put you in that
Yes.
place where you be able to get seen and you around all the right people, and he
Yeah.
remove people that ain't supposed to be around you, and he get the glory out of everything. So even in your brand, even in your fashion, even in you and
Yeah.
your even being around there, I pray that God, be
Yeah.
able to will be done, with you in that.
Yes. I
Yeah.
received that. Yes. In the name of Jesus. Yes. Yeah.
Um last things, what words of wisdom would you have or encouragement for a young woman or a young male that's trying to get into the fashion industry, and might not know how to start or might not know which way to
Mhm.
go?
Right. What I would say was, like I always tell people within any industry, to study your craft. If you don't, some a lot of people want to get into designing and sewing, but they don't know. So you have to take sewing classes, and I still want to take sewing classes myself because I'm never too old to learn anything. So I always tell them to invest in, in your craft and what like to do. Go to different events. Just go sit and buy tickets to sit at the audience to see different designers, just to see how things flow and see the different creativity that other people have. Have a humble heart because, like I said, there might be somebody that's better than you, but you have to make sure, okay, keep your heart in the right posture because you're here to learn, and you have to, and try to, like, just observe because we're in this business. Like I said, competition is everything, but I'm not in a competition because what God has for me is for me. But this is what I always tell people: just learn your craft, do your research, have a humble heart, and, like I said, and mind your business.
Yeah.
Basically, you have
Yeah.
to. You have to. And I tell them that all the time. I know sometimes we got this going on with this tongue. Sometimes when you in certain area, you got to just zip it, and just observe. That's it.
Yeah. Quick to
Yeah,
hear, be speak. Yeah.
exactly.
We
Exactly.
we thank you for taking this time out with us to come sit down and tell us about your journey and even how to vote. So 2 words: go vote. Everybody, get y'all vote in. When is the deadline?
Yay. The
Votes
deadline is actually today at
today.
11:59.
Yeah. Well, we're
Eleven
gonna
fifty nine.
share, for they can go vote. And where can they
Yeah.
follow? Vote?
Say that again.
I said, where can they follow you at the vote, and when will the results be shown on December the 10th?
Yeah, what they're gonna let you know on December the 10th at the actual ball who is the winner. But you can follow me on Instagram at Stylishly Vintage Designs, and also on Facebook underneath the Adrien Leach, Leach, or my business page on Facebook at Stylishly Vintage, and you'll have all the details. I'll be having showing videos of everything, up until that point. I probably will go live when it's time for the nominations, so I'm excited. I'm excited.
Just have faith, and I know you're gonna kill it. And I'm gonna be putting them. I'm getting my design ready for my denim. Since you said you about to start the denim, I'm gonna get what I
Yeah,
want. My order in.
exactly. Exact. I can't wait.
It's been a great time. Appreciate you for taking your time out to come on here and share with us today.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Talk to you soon.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
So I'm walking in my purpose on purpose, on purpose, on purpose. on purpose.